Dr. No. When a UK secret agent is killed in Jamaica, James Bond, England's best-known counterintelligence agent, is sent to investigate the case. Bond learned that a mysterious scientist had bought an island near Jamaica and was conducting a secret experiment there. From Russia with Love. British agent James Bond is sent to Istanbul to evade a decoding device from the Soviet embassy. Although the UK Secret Service believes that Russians are targeting a trap, they are willing to face the risk because that device is very important. Goldfinger. James Bond is investigating gold smuggling by gold mogul Auric Goldfinger and eventually discovering Goldfinger's plans to contaminate the U.S. bullion depot at Fort Knox. Goldfinger was the first blockbuster Bond, with a budget equal to the two previous films combined. Thunderball. During a NATO training mission, an entire atomic arsenal is stolen. The whole world is a prisoner of the crime syndicate, Spectre, which is about to drop 2 atomic bombs on 2 big cities. James Bond must locate the 2 bombs before the disaster takes place. You Only Live Twice. As Russian and American spacecraft begin to disappear, both sides begin to suspect each other, reaching the brink of the outbreak of World War III. What the Spectre agent Ernst Blofeld, the architect of this international crisis, wanted. Bond is sent to Japan to do research on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Blofeld has built a laboratory in the Alps, where he develops the latest details to conquer the world. Claiming to cure rare allergies, Blofeld attracts 10 beautiful women who, without knowing it, become his collaborators. Each of the 10 women will return home with a virus that destroys every form of life. James Bond must locate the laboratory and stop Blofeld before he can implement his deadly plan. Diamonds Are Forever. In this spy adventure, James Bond is involved in a scheme by the insidious Ernst Blofeld to force the world powers to disarm so that he can take over the globe. Folk singer Jimmy Dean shows up briefly as a Howard Hughes-like reclusive billionaire, while Lana Wood is a human prop. Live and Let Die. James Bond confronts the forces of evil in this 8th adventure that takes him from the streets of New York to the land of Louisiana. With much charm, intelligence, and a deadly self-assurance, Agent 007 takes over the case of a drug king, Yaphet Kotto, who has a diabolical plan to conquer the world. The Man with the Golden Gun. Solex Agitator, a mechanism that can capture solar energy, disappears. The UK's secret services fear that the device has been stolen by criminal organizations and will be used for negative purposes. Of course, the task of recovering the device will be left to 007 secret agent James Bond. The Spy Who Loved Me is the mysterious story of the disappearance of several American and Russian submarines. But behind these disappearances is a huge underwater ship, which seeks to swallow as many submarines as possible to cause a new Cold War. Moonraker. The billionaire Hugo Drax has used his immense fortune to build a space station Moonraker, but not for beneficial purposes. He plans to use the space station to take over the world. The irresistible spy, James Bond, must stop Drax from carrying out his horrific plans. For Your Eyes Only. Agent 007 receives mission to follow up with an English decryption device before he gets into enemy possession. Never Say Never Again. When Spectre grabs 2 missiles and threatens humanity with their trigger, Bond comes into action and tries to stop him. This movie is not part of the James Bond franchise. Octopussy. Orlov, a Russian general, plans to take over Europe. He threatens to install a bomb at an air base in West Germany, so that an explosion sounds like an accident. As a result of this disaster, NATO will conclude a unilateral disarmament pact and Russia will be able to invade Europe. A View to a Kill. James Bond is facing Max Zorin, who has come up with a plan to take over the world microchip market, even if for this purpose he will have to kill millions of people. But before Bond can stop this crazy man, he has to face his companion, the beautiful and murderous Mayday. The Living Daylights. During a training operation, an 007 agent is killed unexpectedly. James finds himself in a position to help a Russian general escape from the Iron Curtain. When the general is caught, Bond decides to find him. License to Kill. While on vacation in the Florida Keys, Agent 007 is to be Knight of Honor at the wedding of a former CIA colleague, Felix Leiter. On their way to the church, Bond, Leiter, and their friend, Sharkey, are informed by the Coast Guard that the terrorist Franz Sanchez is in the Bahamas. GoldenEye. The Iron Curtain fell and a new world was born, a world in which political games were replaced by terrible plots. The conflicts behind the political scene are growing, and the old enemies are now the best friends, and the old allies are enemies. Tomorrow Never Dies. A British ship sinks off the coast of Vietnam, and officials from the south and north are trying to find out the cause of the tragedy. Why would a warship cross Chinese waters? Why would a Chinese MiG launch a torpedo that kills the entire crew? The answer lies somewhere in Hamburg, in Carver's headquarters. Only one man can discover the answer and thus prevent the outbreak of a war in the name of profit and power. His name is James Bond. The world is not enough. James Bond must prevent a nuclear explosion in one of the world's largest oil pipelines and protect Electra King, the heir to the oil business of a killed billionaire. His target is Renard, a terrorist involved in the abduction of the beautiful Electra. Renard has an unusual disability, a bullet in his brain that prevents him from feeling pain. Die Another Day. From Hong Kong to Cuba and then to London, the famous 007 agent crosses the earth in order to unmask a traitor and prevent a catastrophic war. Casino Royale. Casino Royale follows the beginning of James Bond's career. His first mission as a 007 agent leads him to L.E. Chiffer, a terrorist financier around the world. In order to stop him and destroy the terrorist network, Bond must beat L.E. Chiffer at a high-stakes poker game played at Casino Royale. Quantum of Solace. Agent 007 has the opportunity in Quantum of Solace to find out why his girlfriend Vesper betrayed him in Casino Royale. Skyfall. The story begins with the account of the last failed Bond missions, which endanger the anonymity of secret agents around the world. Spectre. A cryptic message from James Bond's past sends him on a trail to uncover the existence of a sinister organization named Spectre. With a new threat dawning, Bond learns the terrible truth about the author of all his pain in his most recent missions. No Time to Die. James Bond has left active service. His peace is short-lived when Felix Leiter, an old friend from the CIA, turns up asking for help, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious villain armed with dangerous new technology.